Hi, everybody. Good afternoon from hot, steamy Florida. Actually, it's not that bad. I mean, given it's Florida. Hi, Barbara. Barbara and others. It looks like others is you and me. Just using me's for now. Good to see you. Yes, it is. Leslie. Hi, Leslie. It's wonderful to see you also. What a pleasant surprise. I'm always surprised. I am always surprised when people show up. I don't know why. I just am. And it's always a great surprise. Yes, it is. And man, was I relieved when Rosemary went live and kind of threw out the bait for Hassan. And he showed up. He showed up. Thank God. I was so worried about him. Hassan is a regular at Rosemary's live streams, and he lives in Morocco. So many of us were very concerned about him. So Rosemary went live yesterday afternoon, and I think, what'd she say? Where is looking for Hassan or something like that? And sure enough, there he was, and his family's okay too. You see some of the videos. Whoa, 6.8. 68. My gosh, you must have your shorts on, and that is really warm for you guys, because I know in the wintertime you're what, like 40 below? Ridiculously cold. 68 is very nice. Lovely weather for you. Yeah. Well, for anybody. I wouldn't mind. I won't see 68 until maybe February. Yeah, you were relieved. Yeah. I think we all were. Because you just don't know. I mean, of course, when you see the coverage, they're only going to show you the most devastated areas. And but I was amazed that he had any internet at all, and he was able to contact us and say, "Hey, I guess Marrakesh, it was really devastated. Well, that whole area is ancient, in the Casbah." Hi, Janet. Wonderful to see you this afternoon. September, it's wonderful. 40 below is no fun. Yeah. 40, no. That's when the hair in your nose sticks together. And then when you go inside, you thaw and your nose starts to drip and your glasses steam up. Yeah, it's not fun at all. I guess there's really no perfect climate. Maybe California. When I see the weather that Barbara from Eureka, California posts, that looks almost near perfect. But there's other issues too. So I'm going to wait just a couple of more minutes, and then I will read from all I really need to know I learned in kindergarten. I don't really remember kindergarten that well. I don't know how many of you do. I do remember, well, I met my best friend. We sat across from one another and stared at one another for the entire day. And her name is Nancy, and we've been friends ever since kindergarten. So we go way, way, way back. And we talk to one another at least once. It's always on our birthdays. And we are now currently playing Scrabble, which we have done on and off for many, many years. And I always, in winter, no one ever. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably not far from the truth, right? Yeah. I remember one year, it was very sad. You know, I lived in upstate, like southwestern New York, about an hour south of Buffalo. And one year there was a quick freeze, and a whole bunch of ducks got frozen in the lake. They were alive, but the lake froze over them. You could hear them quacking and carrying on, and there was really nothing you could do. Eventually, it got warm enough, and the ice was able to thaw, and they were able to fly away. But it was just a horrible sight to see them literally frozen in the ice, alive. Not a nice sight. Not a great, horrible sound. I remember that distinctly. But kindergarten, yeah. I guess we learned to share and not to throw things at one another. We actually had show and tell in kindergarten. And I brought to show and tell a mock M16 rifle. And my teacher was slightly appalled, but guns were not that issue, it is today. And I remember I was demonstrating how to put the rifle on your shoulder, and as I turned, I think I ended up hitting her with it. You remember, I used to love show and tell. I really did. And I think everyone would wait in great anticipation as to see what your fellow student was going to pull out of a brown paper bag. Hi, Erica Von Baren. Good to see you. No, I'm sure that's not Eric. Is that Erica? Is that how you pronounce that? Probably Eltra? Elcra? Okay, look, everyone remembers show and tell. Yeah. I think they could have show and tell much beyond like kindergarten. I mean, I think it's a good thing. Yeah. Electra. I'm sorry. Yeah, Electra. Hi, Electra. I think that's probably how you would pronounce that. Electra. Yep. Well, I don't know how many. Yeah, 40 below. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it's cold, you can layer up. Hi, Wendy, but there's only so much you can take off when it's hot. So, but at least with it's cold, the long underwear and you bundle up and whatever blankets and all that. But then when it gets really hot, you only can get down to your birthday suit and that's it. So it's only so far you can go. I don't know how many of you watch Keisha's creation. No, it's not Keisha, but Keisha. She has these marathon sales. And I usually have her on in the background. And I guess it was last night, there was a moth, and apparently she's deadly afraid of moths. And she was carrying on a lot about the moth. And I guess her son or husband came in and eventually dispatched the moth with massive amounts of bug spray. So this one is for Keisha, because the title of this essay is Moths. So I'll read about moths. When I saw it, I said, "Oh, I've got to read." I know Keisha she doesn't watch the channel, and I understand. But when I saw moths, I had to read this one. Let me turn on my other light quickly. Now that I'm big time, I have studio lights. Ta-da! Did that help? It should. Let me take this. Turn that this way. I don't know. Oh well. It's good. It's good. Okay, so moths. Moths don't bother me. Cockroaches do. That's another story. A summer's evening, the front porch of grandfather's farmhouse. By the light of an aged and sputtering lantern, I am playing a cutthroat game of Old Maid with 5 card sharks under the age of 10. Neighbors' kids and their friends. I am the babysitter, from my point of view, and the latest sucker to play cards with them, as they see it. We are eating popcorn laced with grape jelly and knocking back straight shots of milk right out of the carton, which is being solemnly passed from hand to hand. We are all wearing cowboy hats and chewing on kitchen matches, picking our teeth. That's the rules. Hats and toothpicks. You must look serious when you play cards. And these are hardcore bull goose card whippers. I have been the old maid 3 times running, and I'm down to 9 M&Ms and 4 pennies in my pot. We are all cheating every chance we get. One of them has an extra deck and is passing cards under the table. I can't prove it, but that's what I think. Anyhow, what saved me from utter ruin at the hands of this criminal element were moths. A flock of moths were corkscrewing around the golden lantern. Every once in a while, one would hit the hot spot and go tss and spin out and crash like a fighter plane in a bad combat movie. Finally, one zerked out of orbit into the nearest spider's web, and the spider mugged, rolled, wrapped, and sucked the life juice out of this poor moth so fast and so mercilessly it stopped the old maid game dead. A Green Beret Ranger could learn something about the garret from this eight-legged acrobat with the poison mouth. The kids loved it. Encouraged by this homicidal scene, one of the boys leaves the table, rolls up a sheet of newspaper, and starts a King Hill massacre on the rest of the circling moths, knocking them out of the air like a heavy hitter at batting practice, and then smashing them flat on the table, leaving little furry smudges and broken parts. I leapt to the defense of the moths. It's bad enough that the lantern hypnotizes them into kamikaze runs and the spiders zap them into lunch meat, but small boys with newspapers are excessive handicaps to have to overcome. Why are you killing the poor moths? Moths are bad, says he. Everybody knows that, shouts another. Sure, moths eat your clothes. I could not sway them. They were convinced all moths are bad. All butterflies are good, period. Moths and butterflies are not the same thing. Moths sneak around in the dark, munching your sweater, and are ugly. Butterflies hang out with flowers in the daytime and are pretty. Never mind any facts or what silkworm moths are responsible for or what poisonous butterflies do. With a firmness that would have made John Calvin proud, moths were condemned now and for evermore. Amen. Out of the mouths of babes may come germs of wisdom, but also garbage. That ended the old maid game. I stomped off, telling them I wouldn't play cards with killers, and they shouted they wouldn't play with someone who ate all the grape jelly while nobody was looking. I went to bed thinking if the future is in the hands of maniacs like these, we're in trouble. The next morning, the youngest kid came to me with a large dead moth in one hand and a magnifying glass in the other. Look, says he, this moth looks like a little teddy bear with wings, and it has the feathers on its head. You like teddy bears? I asked. Yes, I like teddy bears. You like little flying teddy bears with feathers on their head? Yes, says he, I think I do. One must sometimes at least practice what one preacheth, and if one should look at moths without prejudice and with grace, one may be forced to reconsider small boys in a somewhat more generous light. Some moths can make silk. Some small boys can make sense. And now a tiny flying teddy bear when they see one. So let's hear it for the moths. Hi, Pam. Yeah, that was pretty gruesome, them killing all the moths. When my word moth appears in word mother. No. Why does the word moth appear in the word mother? I don't know. That's a good question. Very interesting. Yeah. Moths don't bother me. I don't, yeah. And I know that I almost said something, typed into Keisha, but I'm always there lurking. You turn off the lights, but if she turned off all the lights, then they would have been zapping. They would be all over her computer screen, which would have really freaked her out. But I understand being freaked out, because cockroaches do it for me. One morning, I guess last year, when Carol, Canadian artisan, and Becky and I were streaming together, and it was at 9 o'clock on a Sunday or Saturday morning, and all of a sudden they heard me scream, and it was because a cockroach walked right by me, and I literally screamed. Um, oh, okay. Your son was obsessed with moths when he was in kindergarten. He had to catch as many as we could at night. Yeah. Well, we used to catch fireflies, and put them in the old mayonnaise jar and poke holes in it and put some grass in it, in the jar, and for the most part they would not have survived the night. But I don't know whether there are fireflies in Florida. I've never seen one in Florida, but when I was growing up as a kid, man, they were. I mean, they would light up the whole backyard. Just they, and I don't know how many areas still have them. I think they're in almost extinct. The only thing I managed to catch one or catch calls, yeah. So this week I'm going to be working on Barbara from Vienna, Austria, and she is the 49 Dragonflies. That's her YouTube title or name. And I've been following her for quite some time. I just love her style, and I love the stuff that she makes. So that's what I'm going to be attempting to do. Mary Lou said, I used to let the flyer. Oh, before you went to bed at night. What? Wendy, I liked catching June bugs and tying a string to their leg and flying it around like a kite. Oh. Hi, Becca. How are you? I filled out your form. I would love to be part of your stream, and congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. That's a wonderful thing to have accomplished. So I'm going to be doing that, and I did print out her Digi kit, and so I'm going to be really working on building this from her Digi kit. And what she has done is she has built a year-long. Hi, Ray. Good to see you. She has built a whole set of journals. Each one has 4 months in it, and this one is September, October, November, December. And yeah, I'm excited too, Becca. And so they're gorgeous. And I mean, I just love the stuff that she creates. 49 Dragonflies. And I love it. She always introduces herself as Barbara from Vienna. So, but I wanted to share with you some purchases. I bought a little book racky, magazine racky on wheels from Temu. Not a good experience. It came, the guy who delivered it left it out. I don't know how you do this. You leave. So here's my pet peeve of the week. He left the package outside the door. So much so that I couldn't open the door without moving the package. He couldn't have opened the door and just slipped it inside the porch. And it's raining, mind you. It's been raining on and off all day. Now, the package is wrapped in the plastic Temu packaging, but the packaging leaked. Now, fortunately, what I ordered was plastic, and it was in a cardboard box, but the cardboard box was totally saturated. It was soaked through. I mean, I could have wrung out the water of the cardboard box. And there was some paper envelopes in there that were wet but dried. But I was pissed that the fact that whoever this was, he could not have opened the door, or she, and put it inside. So when I opened it, I mean, there was a puddle of water in the bottom of the package. So I get out the little thing that holds magazines or books or whatever, and I go to put it together, and the one bottom leg where the wheel snaps in. Hi, Sophia. was malformed. It's like it wasn't. It hadn't gone through the process, and so the wheel barely stayed in it. Hi, Candy. So I mean, it wasn't expensive. It was like, I don't know, $26. So my thought is, do I try to get in contact with them? Do I attempt to try to return it, or do I try to fix it? So I jerry rigged it and I hot glued the wheel into the socket, and then I glued some plastic around it that was left over. And let me see if I can show it to you. Move out of the way. And I've got it loaded. And it's kind of hobbly, but it's just, another way of keeping your junk handy. Let's see. I go like so. If I go like so, can you see it? This is it here. And it's supposedly, when you see the ad, they're twirling it around, and that's the real expensive one. But it's got little slits here where you can put stuff. So I've got some paints and tissues, and it fits underneath my table. So it's handy. So that's what I got after I jerry rigged it and got it put together with a little hot glue, right? So, and the other thing, which is much more beautiful, yeah, it is very handy. And the one, of course, that they show in the ad is about $60. And it's really nice. It's got drawers in it. Yeah, like a mini, yeah, like IKEA has them. Yep. I bought some material from Rosemary, and I got this, which is they're just cute. But this is the most, wait until you see this material. Now, what am I going to do with it? I have not a clue. Not a clue. I'm thinking that they should be framed. But when do you see this? I fell in love with this. Are you ready? Look at this. See this? Is that not gorgeous? Gorgeous? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. It's 12 by 12. I just love it. I fell in love with it. I had to have it. Can you see those framed? Aren't they would be gorgeous framed, right? And here's the other one, another one I got. Same kind of style. I just love it. Oh. The spit curls. Aren't those gorgeous? Yeah, I think that because you can't really use them because they're 12 by 12. You can't, I wouldn't want to cut them to put them in a journal. You know what I'm saying? And I've got 3 of them. And, actually, I've got 4 of them. Huh. This one could go in the, look at this one. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't resist. I love them. And then there's one more. Oh, yeah. Wow. I never thought of that. A focal point or image on a quilt, or pieced together for a quilt backing. Wow. You have an amazing long workspace, tons of shelf. The only thing is your chair. Well, then you can slide back and forth. Yeah, my thing is my chair. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah. My work chair is on wheels too, but I fell in love with them. I couldn't say no, and they were reasonably priced. Right now I can't remember what they cost, but yeah, I just think they're so whimsical. But I wanted to share those with you. And I don't know whether she has any of them left or not. But oh, I always forget scanning. That's a brilliant idea. I could take a picture of them and then I could print them out in like a size that I could use, like in a journal or something. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Or just take a picture. I mean, I couldn't scan them because they wouldn't fit on the scanner, you know? But thank you. I'm going to do that. That's a brilliant idea. But look at the spit. That's kind of like reminds me of Art Nouveau. And and this one with the close up of the eyes and the stitches around the nose and the yeah. And these are cute too. These are like little thingies. I have a little thingy. I know that's very descriptive, but when Carol was doing that the stitching journal, right, every month, I did it along with her, and I'm so far behind. And then I just started stitching stuff in, and no fancy, maybe a French knot here or there, and that's probably about the fanciest I got with them. Um, but it's about yay thick, and I had a lot of fun with slow stitching, and I tried to do slow stitching last week. You were here when I struggled, and of course, as soon as the stream ended, I started. I tried once again with my sewing machine, and it worked beautifully. Now, here's an idea that came to me. Those brown packaging, your shredded wheat come in, make fab. Yes. Oh, the little, yes. When you get the big shredded wheat. And you know, Janice Johnson, she makes pockets out of the instant oatmeal bags. When you buy the little bags of the instant oatmeal, she makes little pockets out of those. Yeah, I have a journal where I just use packaging, and it's big. I mean, a collage, but I've got like the the little cube tissue paper packaging and the tall skinny spaghetti boxes. And there's a video out there where this woman does makes this most beautiful journal just out of packaging of all sorts of things. So I wanted to share with you my purchase is this week. And then, of course, a while ago, I purchased the Digi kit to this journal, and she's going to be on the cover, and I'm going to do some stuff to her. I'm going to do some add some embossing glaze to her and spruce her up. And a couple of weeks ago, I showed you the cover. The cover is made out of hi Teresa, fabric sewn over a brown paper shopping bag. You use clear plastic bags. Okay, yeah. And there was a thing that somebody else was doing with the clear plastic cereal bags, and I think it was Shannon Green. She was ironing them and melting them together. You remember that? That was the craze a while ago where people were taking the inner bags, the plastic, whatever that material is, that cereal comes in, and people were creating and doing stuff with them too. So here's the cover. Oops. So this is the cover of the journal. And this is, yeah, that's JL. She's made some really cute pockets using the little paper, packages that the oatmeal comes in. So this is the journal, and she did this on a stream. And hers is for A4 paper. But if you were to buy her Digi kit, she has it in A4 size and US legal letter size. So you can print it out depending on where you live. And so this is some Timmy fabric. And here's Timmy fabric. Now, of course, I made a mistake. I wanted this to be the cover and not this. I mean, not that this is bad, but this ended up being ass backwards. And if anybody knows me, that's kind of my MO, upside down and ass backwards. I mean, this is not the end of the world, but this was supposed to be the cover. But anyway, you make a pocket, and if I can get this undone, let's see. Yeah, here we go. And these are paper buttons that I made a while ago, but you end up with a really nice pocket in here. I mean, a real nice pocket. So there's a big pocket in there. Paper bag, public shopping bag. A Mylar bag. Use it. Oh, now Mylar, I'm not sure. Is Mylar? I'm not sure what Mylar is, honestly. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know the word, but and your medicine comes in Mylar bags. I'm not sure what that is. It must be some sort of plastic, right? It's not like a plastic bag, though. It's not something different. But this is, so that's the inside of it. Now, she gets 4 months in this. And, oh, I know what you mean. Oh, okay. It's kind of metal looking. Wow. I know exactly what you mean. Okay. Yep. It's very shiny. Yeah. Okay. And she gets 4 months in, September, October, November, December is supposed to go in here. And when she's done, it's about yay fat, it's a chunky one. So we'll see how I do. And I put a pocket here too. And so I'm going to be working on the cover, and this lady is going to go here, and I'm going to do some stuff to this lady. And then I've already printed out all of the ephemera that came in the Digi. And I was very happy how my, come down a little bit here, how my laser printer did in printing out the colors. And it printed it, and this is when I was low on the magenta. So I just put the magenta toner in it. And so these are going to be the various things that are going to be in the journal. So there was several pages of ephemera. And then there's, hi, Dolly. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And then these are the actual journal pages. And let's go this way. And I printed them out for US legal size. And she printed them out on matte photo paper. And I didn't even know there was such a thing. Yes, this is 49 Dragonflies Autumn Serenity Digi kit. And if I remember, I will put that, or at least a link down below when I'm done with the stream. I'll add it to my community page. I'm so bad at that. So there's a whole bunch of these pages that'll be cut down. And then she glues those onto regular pages. Teresa, I can't for the life of me demonstrate. Yeah, they're beautiful pages. Yeah. So there's a bunch of those, right? And I'll show you what she does with those. I did a lot of printing. And then there's 4 of these. One for each week for the month of September. And that'll go in there also. So I want to work on her. And she's going to go here. Here's another one of those, yeah. And what she does is she takes these and she'll cut them, and then she glued them on like coffee dyed paper. I didn't make this coffee dyed paper. I went through this last week, and someone, is it Amy or Sandra, someone who dyes paper? Okay, Safi, I know it's getting late, and tomorrow's school starts again. Yep. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And so these are going to get cut down and glued on these pages. And then this will go in the journal. And I spent a good part of the morning while I was watching Miriam and Chris coffee dyeing paper. And I will show you the fruits of my labor. I haven't coffee dyed in years, and I know there's not hundreds of ways, but there's many different ways of coffee dyeing. And I went to the paper crafter Pamela and used her method, and the house smells. My hands still smell of coffee, but this is what I got done today. Let me just show you real quick. The doilies disintegrated on me, so I only ended up with 3 doilies. So the doilies were kind of a bust, but I will use them. Then my pharmacy used to put their prescriptions in paper bags. God bless them. Now they're back to plastic. But I ended up with the lines in my oven. So these are a whole bunch of Walgreens prescription bags. And I love the sound, don't you? Ooh. So I got a whole bunch of those done. You can see I almost set it on fire. I got a bunch of those done. And then I did a bunch of envelopes. That's a great one, huh? Look, Cremation Information Center. There you go. But some of these were business envelopes, the return envelopes. So I coffee dyed a bunch of envelopes, and I made sure that, I didn't glue it together. That came out. Yeah. So I got my envelopes. I got a bunch of, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Got those done. And some of these envelopes are going to go in the journal here. Let's see. Architect's Digest. And then I had a steno pad size stuff that graph paper, and I tore off the stuff on the top. And so I coffee dyed some graph paper. Look at that. Oh, the coffee smell is, and then look at all of this. Oh. I have coffee paper to last me a long time, but I don't know how. See, I did it directly on my racks. And of course, you get these lines unless you do, put a layer of paper and then put paper on top of that, which I think I eventually, but I ended up with a lot of these lines. I don't really mind the lines, but now I don't know how people do it without the lines. They must have, unless they must maybe put aluminum foil on the racks so you don't have and then I had some that didn't soak through, and I used instant coffee. I mean, this was almost to the point of getting. See, I used to give my paper lace coffee or tea soak. Yeah, see, that's another thing. Yeah, I've done that too. And I was thinking, that's a real simple way of doing it. Just fill a spray bottle with it, and just spray away. Yeah. Now I mean, she had her oven set at 350, and I thought, whoa, that's really, uh, yeah. But I won't be buying coffee dyed paper or making some in a while. But don't you just love the sound of it? And if you like the smell of coffee, I got it right here. Coffee for you. But she had her oven set at 350 degrees, which I'm thinking, oh, that's really hot. And she said, well, she had to keep a close eye on it. And I would think, yeah, you'd have to keep a close eye on it. I mean, everybody else I've seen do this, they usually have their oven set at about 200. But anyway, I split the difference. I set my oven at 300, and I was right there. I didn't, but even being right there, I used 300, and you can see some of these pages were really. I mean, that's really. I did 300, Leslie, but I didn't go. I didn't go far from the. I mean, I didn't leave the side of the oven, and it was kind of hot pulling that out. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Susan. Hello. Hey, thanks for putting the word out for Hassan. I'm so glad you did. And I'm so glad that he responded. And I'm so glad that he and his family is okay. So thanks for doing that yesterday. I appreciate it. And I think all of us, were really happy that you did and happier that he's okay. So thank you for that. I just got done showing everybody the material, the fabric that I bought from you. And yeah, I love that. I think I'm going to have to frame those big pieces. So anyway, I was coffee dying. Yeah. Hi, Amber. So I'll be using these pages in my journal too. So that's all right. So enough chit chatting. Let's get down to some business here. All right. So I'm going to kind of, whoops. I'm going to kind of carefully tear this, and she's going to be the focal point on the cover of my journal. I know. And that's really, when you think about it, I got lots of paper there. Oh, that's the thing that she did also. She took a whole stack of paper and just put the whole stack of paper in the cookie sheet thing, and just pushed on it, and then kind of just started moving it around and everything. And I think the last time I did it, I dipped one page at a time, and she put so I did it. I put a whole stack of them in there, and that's just regular printer paper. That's all I used. I didn't use anything different than that. So that's just whatever that weight is. I'm not sure. I don't. Whoops. I'm gonna do that. This paper is, I love this. This is a new paper that I use. It's, I think maybe it's called resume paper. It's 32. It comes in at 32, whatever, 32. Printer paper is 20. And it's a little bit heavier. Again, it's not as heavy as cardstock, but heavier than printer paper. It's a really nice weight to work with. So that's my new paper of choice for printing out digis and such. All right, so she's going to go on here. And I'm going to do something here with her there. And maybe something with these flowers. Maybe pull these out. I'm going to stitch around. So the name of this Digi kid is Autumn Serenity. And this is, again, Barbara from Vienna of 49 Dragonflies. And I just I can watch her over. I mean, I just, and she's funny. Hi, Kimberly. And when she screws up, she can laugh at herself, and which I'm laughing at myself all the time. And it's good. It's very good. I've been watching football, and I know you ladies aren't. Maybe some of you are into football, but Thursday night's game. Everybody picked KC to beat Detroit. I was tempted, and the whole time I was watching the game, I was rooting for Detroit because I love the underdog, even though I had bet on Kansas City. And gosh darn it, Detroit won 21-20. And only one other person. I didn't pick them. I picked KC. I went for the short day. Only one other person in the whole pool. 21 of us are in the pool this year. Only this one lady picked Detroit. So I was very happy for her. She picked Detroit. And that was a big upset. And they were playing in Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs are the reigning Super Bowl winners from last year. And everyone said that Detroit was going to be good this year. Well, they were not kidding around. So, and just before we went live, I was in second place. But the first week's hard. Everyone's trying to figure out. And I can't imagine these guys playing in Miami. Oh my God. So hot. I don't like that black. Damn it. Well, I probably should have used brown. There we go. First mistake. Oh, well, it's okay. It's okay. Well, maybe it won't be that bad. Yeah, it is. It is bad, but we'll pretend it's not bad. Okay. All right. I love these little things. All right. And she did a quick stitch around those, and I'm going to do a quick stitch around them too, because it just a little stitch here and there makes everything look so much better. I'll whip out my handy dandy, and I know my sewing machine will be able to handle this and behave itself, whatever. I had an Amazon order for today, and it didn't come. So I'm just going to do a quick stitch around. So. Okay. Yeah, just like that. What do you think? Well, I'm gonna just be patient. I'm gonna, whoops. I'm gonna do a zigzaggy. Okay, I'll put it fast. Here we go. Ready? Whoa, whoa. There. Whoa, that's crazy. All right. Ooh. I think that looks not bad. So that goes there. And I'm going to do a little glazing there. Pitbulls. She's cool. Thank you. Oh, your dog. Yeah. Now, she's the one that had the surgery and she had to wear the cone of shame. Cone of shame. Thank you. And I'm going to do some little glaze in there just to kind of spruce that up a little bit. And I have all the Timmy glazes because I'm an all or nothing type of person. So I've got the embossing speckled egg. I think will look pretty in there, and that'll kind of pop that out. And maybe a little inner, well, maybe inner hair would be a little bit too much, but we'll try. And I have the thingy. There it is. And I got this. And now all of a sudden the work area is shrinking. All right, so I've got the embossing pen. And that way you can kind of go in and just do a little dots here. And this is what Barbara did. So well, whenever he came out with them, that's when I bought them. And I guess they're different than regular embossing powders because they're translucent. I guess that's the selling point on these, I think. I don't remember now what the okay. And let's see. I'll put this aside because I don't want to bore you with doing all this. Well, Sophie, oh my God, I didn't realize she tore her ACL. Oh, she's the boxer. Oh my God. I guess animals have those parts, don't they? I don't think about that. But how does a dog do that? Just running around being a dog, or? All right. You'll see how cool this looks because it does look cool. Let me get my hemostats. These hemostats were used for something else a long, long time ago. Maybe you can guess what. Okay. So you get to see it's kind of cool when you watch how it kind of watch it. It won't do it. Of course it's going to do it. There. Ooh. So you see it gives it a little, oh, maybe you can see it. Can you see maybe a little shimmery thing? A little bit. I can see it. The pity, not the potty. Well, I was wondering when you said potty, I said, oh, did she have incontinence, issues? Yeah, I kind of like that. I wonder if I should do her hair. Oh, I know what it needs. A splatter of gold. Yes. Yeah. But she needs something. All right. So that's going to go there, but I'm going to do a splatter of gold. And yeah, so that's, and then, you know, when he came out with a new color, well, these are colors as he had fossilized amber and all of that. But okay, let me stick this on the floor. This is what happens, you know, after a stream, you look down on the floor and you go, oh, did I make that mess? And you go, yes, you did. Okay, I'm going to do a splatter of gold, and then we'll glue that down. Oh my gosh, oh, you know what's all over here? Coffee grounds. What a mess. Oh, Lord. Oh, well. Okay, so this is going to go there. Let me do this, get this out of the way. I don't want any gold on this yet. Okay, so here's this. And I got the gold out. And rosemary, I ordered the charcoal, the Kurtaki, but I didn't get the Derwent blocks. But this is the other Kurtaki colors that they have. They are just so luscious. They really are. Let's see. Let's see. And let me get some water here. Water. Let's see. I should have gotten some clean water. Oh well. I really want to get the Nouveau Art Nouveau set of these paints. Now, Amazon has them, right? Here we go. I should have. Oh well. She's got some splatters on her face. It's okay. Amazon has them, but they want $49 for them. Actually, they're down to $46 for them. The Art Nouveau of the Kurtaki paints, right? Dick Blick's has them for $30, but they don't have them in stock. And I'm being very good. I'm being patient. And I'm waiting for them to come in back. I'm waiting for them to come in stock at Dick Blick and spend $30 for them. You got yours on Amazon? Yeah, I almost bought them on Amazon. And you got them for your birthday, right? Well, you deserve those for your birthday. They are gorgeous. I have the other set, you know, the 48 set of the other Gambi. I just love the, you know, yeah, those colors are just so cool. They really are. And these pans are, you know, they're just a different size. And then Rosemary got the Derwent blocks too. You got the Pennywise bobblehead doll though? Is that what you got yesterday when you and Betty went shopping? Yes. And yes to both of those questions. Yes. However, if you spend, I don't know, whatever you're supposed to spend, hi, Chris, you'll get free shipping from Dick Blick. So, of course, I'm a sucker for free shipping. So I spent whatever you had to spend to get the free shipping. So I guess if you look at that, figure that all out, I don't know whether I'm ahead or not. I'm not sure that I know what that is. Susan, but I did see you shopping at Hobby Lobby, and my heart sank when I saw all of the Christmas stuff. That was just, I'm sorry, obscene. I mean, there's, yeah. Susan was filming live from the Hobby Lobby, and it was just all Christmas stuff. Nothing but Christmas stuff, as far as the eye could see. Christmas tree, everything Christmas. It was all Christmas. And I think maybe in a far reaches of Never Neverland, there may have been a stray pumpkin. I mean, it's still September. We haven't even gotten to Halloween. Yes, thumbs up would be great, ladies. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up. I'm not proud. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. So that's going to go there, right? And yeah. Now the question is, see if I can't stitch it down, because if I stitch it down, then it's going to screw up. Hi, Miriam. It's going to screw up the pocket. So I'm going to glue it down. And I always never know what glue to use. There are fabric tack haters in here, and I've got the I have the glue down here in my new handy dandy thing. I just have a feeling this thing's just gonna collapse, and I'll be sorry that I didn't try to. Well, now if this had happened, if this had been Amazon, and it had come in this condition from Amazon, and I told them about, they would have told me, they would have sent me a new one and told me to keep that. But I don't know about Temu. I mean, Gail said that she has returned stuff at Temu and have not had an issue. Well, this is probably, I'm not going to order from them again. Just because. Happy glue. Well, I'm going to use the glitter glue, and we'll see what happens. And if that doesn't work, I can always add something else. I have Eileen's. I mean, I've got more glue. I guess we all do. I've got Eileen's, Oohoo, Amazon, glitter, PVA, the old PVA, Elmer's, Fabri-Tac, Yes Paste. I don't even know whether, I guess Yes Paste would work. E6000, I guess that would work. Can you imagine putting E6000? Let's just do this and we'll see what happens. Let's put her like so. I don't think she's going to go anywhere tonight, at least. You love the smell? Well, that's okay. It's right up there with the magic markers. Has anybody been following Hurricane Lee? And I'm so happy that Lee is moving on down the road. I hope. Yeah, this doesn't have any odor. All right, that's okay. I'm liking her. There's something else that's going to go right here, like in her hair. There's a butterfly. I've got lots of butterfly. Better than a Sharpie. I like it. I like it. Yeah. I mean, it just, yeah, I'm thrilled. And now there's another one. Oh, what the hell's the other one? Begins with an M, obviously. Morgan? Is that the name of the one that's right behind her? And they're saying that if Morgan and Lee get together, they're going to have babies out in the Atlantic. No, I don't think that's. But I was listening to the Weather Channel, and I guess like Yeah, the weather app or whatever. And I guess there are people that actually, send in suggestions about how to, knock down these big hurricanes. And people actually seriously suggested they drop an atomic bomb, a nuclear bomb in the middle of a hurricane. I mean, they can't be serious, but you never know, right? You never know what people think. See, these are those transparent ones, but I just thought maybe a little one in her hair. Or if I had a moth in honor of Keisha. Oh, that was so funny. I shouldn't laugh because I was very empathetic because I know how I feel about cockroaches. And I couldn't imagine anybody being that terrified of a little moth because as in that reading, if you look at a moth, it does look like its little face does look like a little teddy bear. And it's just like, bats have the cutest little faces. They really do. They have cute little faces. So those are some of the butterflies that I made for that butterfly birthday card that I made for my sister. All right, I'm going to stick this about here in her hair. And let's see how that's going to go. I have a method to get this separated. They are cute. They're not cute when one lands on your back in the wee hours of the morning. But they're not, I guess vampire. I guess there are vampire bats, but they don't suck like they suck animals' blood. But so if you take this like so, you can pull that right off. That's my new trick to get these separated because you know what a bitch they are to get separated. And did I show everybody my? Okay. And there's her little butterfly in her hair. I think, oh, that's sticking pretty good. Maybe I'll stick another one there. Does anybody want to see my video of my lizard that's going up and down my bathroom window? And she was pregnant a couple of weeks ago. You could see the eggs in her little body. I know. Yes. Where I used to live on Lake Chautauqua in New York, they had bat houses all around the lake. And you could sit out at dusk on the lake and you could just see them swooping down and eating the mosquitoes, and you never get bit by a mosquito. They ate tons and tons of mosquitoes. It was so cool to watch them. Oh, that's a big one. I should have put that one down. That's too big for her. I'll use those in another spot. That looks like my hair in this humidity. Oh, do you frizz out there, Kimberly? My hair is so straight, nothing would frizz it out. All right, I think I'm going to just leave that. We'll leave one on. I can always come back and add more. This is my butterfly stash. I got lots of butterflies. Yeah. I haven't figured out what to do with these. I'm sure someone's going to come up with something to do with these. I guess you could probably paint on those, right, with alcohol markers and do something with those. But right now, I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to throw it out. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm tossing it. All right. Okay, let me put this. Let's do this. Throw this on the floor. Whoops, sorry, Lily. Didn't mean to. Oh, got an extra butterfly here. Oops. All right, I'll take this extra butterfly and just stick it on the pocket. Yeah. Okay. There you go. I gotcha. I gotcha. All right. Gotcha. These things are so hard to separate. But I'll just do that. There. Put a butterfly on the pocket. Okay. Moving right along. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Oh, well. Too late now. Put this here. All right. And let me put this here now. All right. So stick this here. Okay. So this is put the pages together. I'll add these later. So we've got, and these are pretty. I didn't do these. I didn't know how. Yeah. Yeah. You could. I mean, I bought these coffee dyed papers, but look, they did the only pattern I have on mine, as you saw, was the the rungs for my oven. And because my oven now, isn't that gorgeous? My oven is splattered with coffee. I've got to clean the oven now. Let's see. I've got some other papers here that are hiding over here. So I've got this paper. I don't know. I think this came out of a Flow magazine. So I'll stick one of those in here, like so. And that's some other stuff. And stick this over here. Got some lace that's going to be added eventually. I've got all these. This will go in here. One of those will go in here. One of those will go in there. One of these will go in there. Thought that was two-sided. Should open. I guess one. Maybe not. Maybe this one. All right, that'll open. Let's see, 160. Okay, that'll go in there. One of these will go in here. I'm looking at other things to add to the, the signatures. So this will go in there. There. If I can open it. Yeah, that'll go in there. And let's see. So I'm building a signature. I got a whole bunch of these. I guess in the olden days when people actually did budgets, you could buy and get different color budget envelopes, right? So this would be for, the blue would be electric and the purple would be water and, I guess. Budget tracker. Huh? And yeah, I guess people would do that, right? Okay. And let's get some of this stuff. Let's get some of the good stuff. Well, look how different that is. And the pink stuff. All right. Here. Oh. I'm so afraid I'm going to knock over that glazing stuff. And then you're going to hear some really not nice words. And she did this really neat fold. She kind of folded it like that. I thought it was really cool. That'll go in there. Stick one of these in here. And stick this in here. Okay. We need an envelope, right? Gotta have an envelope. Stick the envelope in here. Oops, what am I doing? Okay. This has to go in here. Let's get this out here like so. Like so. Like so. Put the envelope in here like so. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need another one of these. I had some other paper too. Oh, what did I do with it? I don't know. I don't know. I got such a mess here. Let this go here. All right. So that's kind of, this should be, all right. Now I'm going to take this, needs to go like here and here. So when you open it, you have a double page spread. So I'm going to tear that and glue that. And I'm going to use man, it'll go like so. So I'm going to glue this on this page right here. So when I open it, that'll be my, this will be like the first week. I can trim that off. Okay, so, all right. And I'm going to use, let's see how this would work, some Maji Podgy. I don't know how that's going to work. It may be too wet. Ooh. A brand new one. Ooh, a brand new one. Ooh. Maybe. Oh, wow. Look how creamy that is. Wow. It's not full. No, I will use it. That's interesting. Oops. Oh, look out, Lily. No, Lily. No, 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 Lily. Get away. Don't want you here. No, don't want you here. Let me get a brush. Let's see. Okay, that's a good girl. You stay right there. All right, you stay right there. Out of the way. I know a lot of you, well, I don't know. I think this is, I was going to say, this is mostly a dog crowd here. But I'm sure there's some cat people. Well, at least throwing up a lot. Cats do that, but I guess dogs do too. But nothing like waking up to cat puke. You have both, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had both, for a long time ago, had both. I've only had cats since I've been moved to Florida. Pets are great. However, I love your Jughead. I love him. He is the best dog. And he just, no offense, and this is meant in the kindest possible way, he looks like a Jughead. If you have never seen Becca's dog, Jughead, he looks like a Jughead in the kindest, sweetest sense of all. And I'm not sure, what is he? Is he a brown lab? Is he like a brown, 2 beagles, allergic to cats? Yep. Okay. But he is a sweetheart. And when Becca's crafting, she'll call him over and he'll put his head right on her lap. He's so sweet. And I love the name. I love his name. Now, Jughead was a character in a comic strip, right? But I don't remember the rest of and it was a guy. I can't remember the comic strip, though. It was an old comic strip. I'm sure you remember. Archie. Thank you. Yes, Archie. Yep. It's probably not a good idea. Archie, okay. And Archie was a guy. He was just a character, one of the characters. I guess the comic strip was named Archie, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the name of the comic strip. Okay. Let me trim this real quick. The Archies, yes. Rambunctious and obnoxious, okay. Well, it just dawned on me, and this is how gullible I am. And I could be, and since both of the culprits are in here, when Jack comes in and Rosemary starts meowing, and there's a meow that responds to Rosemary's meow. All this time I thought that was Jack, but now I'm suspicious. I think there's a human in the mix who's pretending to be a cat. I don't know. They're here. And they could say, oh no, that's Jack responding to Rosemary. But it just dawned on me. I'm a little slow. It just dawned on me that I'm thinking that there's a human pretending to be a cat. Betty, Veronica, Archie, Jughead, Moose, and Reggie. Oh, okay. I forgot about. Okay. Oh, it is the cat. Okay. All righty. Okay. It dawned on me the other day. I'm thinking, really? Could that really be Jack? And Rosemary has special cat talking. No, ma'am. All right. And well, it's something, if you've never seen this or heard this, it's quite remarkable. When Jack shows up and meows, Rosemary talks to him and he responds. All Jack for sure. Okay. I really love the name Jack. I think Jack is just such a cool name. And Jax just seems to do his thing. Yeah, I know. He loves, I mean, he meows, Rosemary meows, and they have this whole conversation. It's very moving. That's kind of like, yeah, that's not too bad. Now, what did I do here? So this goes, is that what I want? Yes. So when I stitch it together, no, this goes on. Oh, did I F this up? I almost said the F word, which I can, if I wanted to. No, can that work? Oh, please. Whew, okay. Oh my God. All right. So that, yeah. Oh Lord. I thought I had effed it up, which would not have been surprising. So when you open the journal, right? I'm the only person that talks his language. Yes. So then you would see this, right? And then we'll do stuff to this, right? But I'm going to do, this will be special too. Right, Lily? What do you think? What are you looking at? Look out, honey. Look out. Move. Move, Lily. That's a good girl. Yeah, that's a good girl. Ooh, I got something pretty right here. All right, let's just cut this down, stick this down. See what we got here. Let's see, Rosemary Sweet. Now I'm assuming you've got like a door so Jack can go in and out. It will. Oh, I think it's funny. You have his food up on the counter. No, that's Becky. Becky has the cat food up on the counter. So Bernadette doesn't eat the food. I think that's Becky's arrangement, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's amazing what we do for a doggy dog. A doggy dog. And the cats, obviously the dogs use it too. Did you guys buy anything yesterday at Hobby Lobby? I don't remember now whether you. Okay. I should have printed this out on paper. I mean, like printer paper, not this heavier grade paper. So these pages are going to be heavy duty. But that's okay. I'm going to tear this though. I know what I'll do. Let's do this. Shall we, Lily? Throw that on the floor. Mm-hmm. That on the floor. Then the cleaning lady comes in. The itty bitty apothecary. Where? How many of you get trick-or-treaters? Where you live? I'm looking. The little. Betty bought Christmas cards. Oh, okay. You bought some watercolors? Well, that's good. A fancy brand or just an ordinary brand? Let's see, probably will this year. Oh, with lots of kids. You moved to a neighborhood with lots of kids. You do? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yep. We used to get a lot of trick or treaters where I used to live in New York, and I was always very careful not to be too like harsh. That's not really the right word, but I don't know. I tried to be. I can't see what I mean. Tried to be. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I didn't. I didn't want. I taught in the same, like, I lived where I taught. So, I mean, I guess I lived where I taught, and I didn't want to be too much of a bitch, excuse me, uh, because I was afraid that the kids would, do stuff to my house on Halloween. So I was very careful. Not that I was, mean, but I was less mean prior to Halloween. 80 kids. Okay, that's so. One Halloween, there was a bunch of boys, 60 to 80 kids. Oh, that's a lot of kids. One year, yeah. So one year, a group of boys, and they were all students of mine, came to the door. You Halloween trick or treat and everything. And when they left, I said, "Wow, these kids, they guys smell really good. It's like they had gotten all spiffed up for Halloween and had like their dad's aftershave lotion. These guys were like 7th or 8th graders, and they all smelled, very, very good." And I'm going to use brown ink on this one. And so the next bunch of kids, the next group of students turned out to be, came by to trick or treat, and the one of the little girls, it was a group of girls this time. They said to me, Miss Lar, do you know that there's shaving lotion all on the side of your house? So that explained why it smelled so good. The little boogers. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, right? But they apparently sprayed shaving lotion on the side of my house. Little stinkers. So that's why they smelled so good. But usually I didn't have any problem. I mean, they would do. I mean, they would take the elementary school was under construction. So one year the older kids took the porta potties from the construction site and put them on the front lawn of the superintendent's house. And but people used to bust. Yeah, it could have been a lot grosser. But people used to parents used to drive in from a town that was about 15 miles away from where I lived, and they would literally drop their kids off in Bemis and set them loose to go trick-or-treating in Bemis, which is the small town that I lived in, and then they would come and pick them up. But then in later years, they actually had, which I really appreciated, they actually had official trick-or-treating hours. So, and the most of the time, it was like 6 to 8. And then after that, you could just shut her down, which I found very convenient. When I was growing up, there was no, I mean, you trick or treated until you dropped dead. There was no lights out at 6 o'clock. People just kept on going. You know, you'd fill up one grocery bag full of candy and you'd go home and get another bag and go out again. You know, it was just, man, oh man, if Halloween landed on a Saturday, oh gosh, how cool was that? 10 o'clock, you'd be out by 10 o'clock in the morning. You'd be hitting the streets at 10 o'clock in the morning. You'd be walking your little ass off, trick or treating like crazy. And of course, the next morning you would see toilet paper hanging from trees and smashed pumpkins in the street, and you know, all the typical Halloween stuff. Actually, this is working pretty good. And it's not really, the paper's holding up really well. I'm really pretty happy with this. And I could have been using, there's a lighter weight matte medium. It's called fluid matte medium, but I think that this paper is probably thick enough. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. And of course, this stuff is going to be decorated. Let's see, I think when I was, oh, okay, 6 to 10. Yeah, I like 6 to 8. Yeah, I mean, there was no regulations for trick or treating when I was a kid. Okay, so we turn the page, and you have the date. And this would be week 1, which it's done. So I'll have to go back and pretend that something happened that week. Maybe I'll put a pocket on that page. And now I'm going to put something on this page. I love that. I love that stamp. And that's on a phone book. So I think I'll stick this down, and then I'll stick that down. And this goes here like so. I'll tear that down. One year, the doorbell rang. This is when I was a kid. This wasn't me. This is when I was a kid. And I grew up in a suburban neighborhood out on Long Island. And again, hundreds of kids trick-or-treating. Because we always made our costumes. There was no store-bought costume. And we always went as hobos. You know, you ran home from school and you changed into a torn-up pair of jeans. And you threw some smudge on your face, and you were a hobo. Everyone was a hobo or a ghost. One year, it was about 10 o'clock at night. And, you know, my father never got up off his butt to answer the door. And my mom got up, and by this time, she was over it, right? And there was a little kid at the front door in a ghost, like a sheet, right? With the eyes cut out of the sheet. And the kid went trick or treat. Mom gave the kid candy. Mom turned the porch light off, went back, sat down, and then the doorbell rang again. She went to answer the door. And the same little kid was there. And the kid said to my mom, "It's not enough." And my mother said, "What do you mean it's not enough?" And the kid said, "I want more." So at this point, my mother was beside herself. And then the person took off the sheet, and it was our neighbor, the woman, you know, the neighbor that lived behind us. Oh my God. Did we laugh? That was such a kick out of her. Name was Helen Hutterfer. And it was not enough. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the kid did that today? I mean, told you. And We laughed so hard. And then, of course, as was the case in the neighborhood, Helen was invited in for a nightcap. So they had a couple of drinks, and that was the end of Halloween for another year. We got ridges in here, but that's okay. I kind of like the ridgy look. It's gonna be a little rough. It's not gonna be as sophisticated as Barbara from Austria's journal, but that's okay. I'm enjoying. Okay, go like so. Not enough. It's not enough. Try that in your neighborhood. Oh, I miss what Popo was saying. You've got Mr. Wilson next door, right? Wilson next door. Oh, wow. Oh, he builds a huge haunted house down his driveway and backyard. And the HOA serves hot dogs, nachos, and candy, so we don't have to buy. Oh, that's nice. Well, that's kind of cool. It's not a bad idea. I know that, when people started acting like assholes and putting razor blades in apples and poisoning candy, a lot of communities, would have like community trick or treat events, like at the local fire station, and with parades, little parades and prizes for the kids. Well, my kids grew up, and that was not in Bemis where I was the teacher. This was another small town. It was a summer community, so there was very few people live there year round. I would say maybe 50 people live there year round. So the kids would have to walk huge different distances to go to find a house that had a light on. So they really, and because we walked with them too, so we certainly got our workout on Halloween. Yeah, I'm trying to think. When did that start? When people started messing with Halloween and putting razor blades and doing all sorts of horrible things. I can't remember when that started. Oh, I forgot to. Well, I can. Can I still do it? Where is it? Yeah, I can do it. Oh, I'll just do a little smear here. Oops. That's the black one. Oh, okay, about 1974. Yeah. Now, you think about something like that, and of course, that changed the whole atmosphere, the whole Halloween atmosphere for everybody. And I often think about that asshole who tried to light his sneaker on a flight from, I think, Paris to JFK, and because of that one idiot, we've all been taking our shoes off ever since. Until you turn 75. And when you're 75, you know what? You don't have to take your shoes off anymore. You just have to take your teeth out. Just kidding. I just made that up. I think that's pretty funny. Cutting up. Yeah. Yeah. I used to get, like the little popcorn balls, and neighbors would cook, and then that was just ruined by, yeah. Mm-hmm. And now that I guess COVID is no longer, I shouldn't say no longer because COVID has reared its ugly head again. Um, More and more, I notice more and more people wearing masks. I don't know about where you are, but yeah, no more home baked goods. Yeah, it's sad. A certain age of innocence, we lost that. No, I'm gonna stick that there. I think I'll stick that there, and then I'll put a pocket here. And there's pockets everywhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. In the elementary school, they would have a Halloween parade down the hall, and one year the music that they played was the theme music from Ghostbusters, and the kids would parade down the hall for the little guys, the little kindergartners. But it's just it's just different. I cut out a whole bunch of pockets. I did, and of course, who knows where they are now. Uh, hmm. They're little. They're little. That's the problem. They're little pockets. And I don't know where they are. Ah, here they are, hiding. There they are. Okay, let's see if we can't. This is really weird for me because I've never really made a journal like this where it's like pre-made. So I'm kind of like, I'm not, shouldn't say struggling, but yeah, you know what? I am struggling because it's very pretty, but it's just not me. But it's okay. I mean, it's nice. I don't want to say it's not nice. It's very pretty, but I'm more of a junk journaler, where things are all junky. Yeah. Well, another big problem that we would have was, by the end of October, there were a lot of leaves, and people would rake their leaves. That's another thing. Nothing smelled better than you rake your lawn and you burn the leaves, and just the smell of leaves burning in the fall. I mean, that's a smell that I remember fondly, because you can't burn leaves anymore, and I get it. You can't do that. It's not allowed. But that autumnal, is that the word? Autumnal smell of leaves burning. And that's one of the things that they had to be careful of, because people would rake their leaves, and then late at night, the big kids would come by and try to set fire to those leaves. So then you'd have like street fires. So the volunteer fire department would be patrolling the streets to put out any fires that were started. Yeah. I'm going to sew that on. I think you will sew and sew. I think that will be cool instead of gluing it. Yeah, okay, yeah, leaves it smells. I think some people still do around here, but can't do it in the town anymore. Yeah, that's, well, you know what I'm talking about. It's such a neat smell. And by that time, the air it's getting cooler. Hi, Ampex. Okay. I'm going to sew that pocket on. Man, they don't give you much room, do they? And I want to sew it this way. So what are the chances of? No, we'll see. Here we go. Fingers crossed. All right. Well, I might as well just keep going, don't you think? Yeah. I should have done all the pages. Here we go. Sorry for the noise. But she's working. She's working. Or he. I can go back and sew all those pages. I think I will. Whoops. Haha. Woohoo! That's what I'm doing. I'll go back and sew. I think I'm going to sew all those pages. Not here, obviously. There. That's what they need. They need that. I can stitch all those on. Yes, I am. That'll look very nice. Don't you think? I think so. I'm happy with that. So this goes here like so. And then we've got all these beautiful tags. Right? Like so. They can go in here, several of those, like so. I will fix this. I will cut that out. And theirs will go in here like so. Yeah. Yeah. We'll stick her here. Because this is one of my favorite stamps. I got the face and it's got the eyes. Yeah, it's a nice stamp. All right, we'll stick this here. Let's see what we got here. I'm happy with that. Yeah. I guess I'm going to try to add other stuff to make it more me. Okay. So. Oh, your sewing machine's not working? Well, mine was not working last Sunday, and I figured out I hadn't threaded right. When it broke and I went to rethread it, it's amazing. If you miss one of those little loops, then just see that looks. I like the way that looks. I like her. I need to do that on more of these pages. And I like the. Yeah. Yeah, that I've told, as I said last week, I paid $59.95 for that sewing machine, and the only thing that doesn't work is the foot pedal doesn't work, and it's a connection thing, and it's a connection thing that's not the foot pedal, but it's inside the machine. So even if I were to buy another, Janet, my thread kept on breaking too, and it was because I was using cheap thread. Eileen Lyons is the one that told me that you need to buy good thread. Yeah, and she said Coke and Clark is the worst thread ever. It's funny. I mean, she has a thing in it for Coat and Clark, and she said that's a horrible thread, and that's what I was using, and it was breaking all the time. So I switched to a more expensive thread, uh, Gutermann. Gutermann is the name of the thread that I've been using, and it never breaks. So, I mean, but that again, that's Janet Lyon's opinion of Coat and Clark. Now, Coat and Clark's been around for probably over 100 years. And maybe your tension. My thing has a tension thing, but it doesn't matter. Whatever it's set on, it doesn't change anything. But if you have a better machine, then that would make sense. That would make much. Yeah, if tension was too high, it would snap the thread. Barb Owen likes King Tut. Okay, all right. And there's another one that Eileen Lyons recommended. Begins with an M. I think it's a Spanish thread, but she's not a fan of Coat and Clark, and that's what I had been using, and it was breaking the thread all the time. So that's not a problem. I don't have that problem anymore. I've got other problems, but I don't have that problem. I think I am going to wrap it up, but thank you for hanging in there with me. We got quite a bit done. We got the cover done. It needs maybe something else, but we got almost this signature done. And so you'll see there'll be like, it's got to be September, October, November, December all go in here. And you can see that this paper is way, holy mackerel. How this paper's so too tiny. Holy crap, what did I do? Oh well. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I might have to cut this whole thing down. Because look at that. That's not, you don't want that much. That's too much, right? Now, granted, it's going to be like that, figure like that, when you put, I got a problem, but I could cut this off right here, right? And that wouldn't be the worst. Add more signatures and it could be like a binder. Yeah, I could add more. Well, yeah, there's a whole bunch more signatures going in here. I've got 4 months that are going to go in here. But even if I cut that here, right here, or right up to the pocket here, that wouldn't be the end of the world. But I don't think I'll cut anything until I got everything done, because that could be, yeah. I didn't realize, because when I measured this, measured is a, yeah. Not that, I don't know that I measured it. Yeah, this is going to be, I need more than this just for the whole month of September. And so I need more here, but that's not, yeah. So even if it went to here, right? Then I'd have, well, I don't know. Yes, that's what I'm gonna. I'm not gonna. You're right. I'm not gonna cut anything until everything's done, and then I can make the adjustment then, and then I would do that before I stitch it in. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, before I start whacking things, I'm a great one. Whack it off. Well, listen. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful week. Uneventful. I always go for uneventful. That's always a good thing to have, is an uneventful week. And I'm going to go and have a Tito's and watch some football and see how badly I'm doing in the football pool. I'll let you know how we made out. So if you can't be good, be careful. And again, thank you so much for sharing your precious time with me. I so appreciate you. Good night.